your sweater in my room, still holding on to your perfume, like time forgot to move along. Well, I've been trying to be strong. The nights are colder than before, since you don't knock on my door. And every silence cuts so deep, I drown in memories I keep. They say that healing takes some time, but time just pulls me back to you. No matter how I try to hide, my heart still breaks in two. I still cry over you, like the sky cries in the blue. Every tear falls with your name, nothing ever feels the same. I still cry over you, there's nothing I can really do. I try to let you fade away, but my heart won't obey. I still cry over you. Your laughter echoes in my mind, a ghost I can't leave behind. I see your face in every crowd, but you're not here to turn around. I talk to shadows late at night, pretending somehow you might hear every word I couldn't say before you slowly slipped away. I thought that I could learn to breathe without the love we used to share, but every step I take alone just leads me nowhere. I still cry over you, like the sky cries in the blue. Every tear falls with your name, nothing ever feels the same. I still cry over you, there's nothing I can really do. I try to let you fade away, but my heart won't obey. I still cry over you. If I could hold you one last time, I'd never let you go again. But love slipped through my hands like rain I couldn't comprehend. And now I'm left with empty space, where once you used to be. A love that felt like everything is now just memory. I still cry over you, even when I try not to. Every smile hides the truth, I'm still lost in loving you. I still cry over you, through every lonely afternoon. Even if the world moves on, my heart is stuck on you. I still cry over you. So I'll keep writing you in songs where broken hearts belong, hoping someday tears will fade, but for now they still remain. I was standing on the solid ground of us, building a life out of gold and of trust. I had my eyes on the stars in your gaze, lost in the warmth of our permanent maze. Then you said a sentence, just 5 little words, and the sky fell as silent as falling down birds. The air left my lungs like a physical blow. The world started spinning, but painfully slow. I reached for the counter, I reached for your hand, but I was just grabbing at grains of the sand. And I felt everything collapse in a second. The future we painted, the life that I reckoned. The walls of the kitchen, the roof overhead, turned into ghosts of the things that you said. No thunder, no lightning, just one quiet crack, and the bridge that we built was a ghost in the black. I was standing right here, but the world didn't last. I felt everything collapse. you sat is a hole in the floor. I'm afraid of the hallway, afraid of the door. It's not just a breakup, it's a tectonic shift. A soul that is sinking, a heart left adrift. How do you breathe when the oxygen's gone? How do you wait for a non-existent dawn? I'm buried in timber, I'm buried in stone. In the ruins of us, I am standing alone. And I felt everything collapse in a second. The future we painted, the life that I reckon. The walls of the kitchen, the roof overhead turned into ghosts of the things that you said. No thunder, no lightning, just one quiet crack in the bridge that we built was a ghost in the black. I was standing right here, but the world didn't last. I felt everything collapse. Yeah, I felt it all pass. Down, everything's down. The lights in the ceiling, the streets of this town. I'm sitting in rubble, I'm catching my breath. In the quietest version of a love's sudden death, I felt everything collapse. I felt everything collapse. You smiled like nothing was breaking, like love was still alive. But behind your quiet pretending, you were saying your goodbye. I held on to every moment, like it could make you stay, while you were slowly writing an ending you wouldn't say. I felt it in the way you changed, but I kept loving you the same. I stayed through the end and you hid, through every lie you never said. I was loving you out loud, while you were leaving in your head. I gave you all of who I was, while you were giving up on us. Now I'm left with what you did. I stayed through the ending you hid. You stopped reaching for my hand, stopped looking in my eyes like you're trying to understand. While you were saying silent goodbyes, I turned your distance into hope, called your silence just a phase. But deep inside I always knew you were already walking away. I was fighting for us to stay, while you were slipping away. I stayed through the end and you hid, through every lie you never said. I was loving you out loud, while you were leaving in your head. I gave you all of who I was, while you were giving up on us. Now I'm left with what you did. I stayed through the end and you hid. Oh, I stayed through the end and you hid. If you had told me from the start, I could've tried to guard my heart, but you let me believe we'd last, while turning me into your past. I stayed through the end and you hid, and now I'm learning how to live with all the love I gave away, and all the truth you never gave. And even though I let you go, there's something you're never garden turned brown. I was the last one left in line as the walls came crashing down. My friends all called me crazy. They told me let it go, but I was busy digging roots where nothing else would grow. I ignored the coldness in your touch, the distance in your eyes. I made a home inside a world built out of hollow lies. I thought if I just held on tight, the wind would eventually cease. But I was only trading in my sanity for peace. And I stayed until it hurt, I stayed until I broke. I was breathing in the fire while you only saw the smoke. I gave you every drop of red until my heart ran white, trying to be the morning for a soul that loves the night. I crossed the line of loyalty and walked into the flame. Now I'm just a shadow with a tired, broken name. Yeah, I didn't leave when it was hard or when the dirt was kicked. I stayed until the pain was the only thing I picked. There's a special kind of silence that comes after the scream, the realization that you're drowning in a dead-end dream. I looked into the mirror and I didn't know the face of the person who'd been dying just to keep your steady pace. I polished all your trophies while mine gathered the dust. I sacrificed my I believe to find a you I trust. But you can't fix a person who doesn't want to mend, and you can't find a beginning at the bitter, jagged end. They say that love is patient, they say that love is kind, but they don't mention how it leaves the spirit thin and blind. I stay past the goodbye, I stay past the it's through, just to prove how much of me I lose to keep of you. And I stayed until it hurt, I stayed until I broke. I was breathing in the fire while you only saw the smoke. I gave you every drop of red until my heart ran white, trying to be the morning for a soul that loves the night. I crossed the line of loyalty and walked into the flame. Now I'm just a shadow with the tired, broken name. Yeah, I didn't leave when it was hard or when the dirt was kicked. I stayed until the pain was the only thing I picked. The bruises are on the inside, the scars are in my head. I'm finally walking out of the life that we had led. It took a lot of breaking, it took a lot of dirt, but I'm finally leaving because I stayed until it hurt. You said I felt too deeply, like that was something wrong, like loving you with all my heart was coming on too strong. I gave you every honest part, every fear and truth, but you looked at my open hands like they were too much for you. I thought love meant showing up, no walls, no disguise, but you called it overthinking when I just wanted you to try. Was I too much for you? Too real, too true, too loud, too willing to fight for something you weren't sure about. I would've crossed every line, stood steady through the storm, but loving you with everything was something you couldn't hold. If I was too much for you, then you were never enough for me. You said you needed easy, something light, not deep, but love isn't always gentle, it's promises you keep. played it cool enough, never hid the truth. I loved you without holding back, and that was too much for you. You wanted half my heart, just enough to feel safe, but I don't know how to love in small convenient ways. Was I too much for you? Too strong in what I feel, too sure that love is something we're supposed to make real. I wasn't asking for forever without giving in to. I just wanted all of you, the way I gave all of me to you. Maybe someday you'll understand what it means to be loved like that, to have someone choose you daily without holding anything back. And maybe then you'll miss the way I fought for truth, the way I gave you everything, even when it hurt too. I'm not sorry for my heart, for the way it burns and moves. I'd rather feel too much than feel nothing like you. Was I too much for you? Were you just afraid of a love that didn't fade when things got complicated? I'd rather be intense and honest than quiet and confused. If loving you completely was too much for you, then I was never the problem. I was just too real for you. And I won't dim my light again to fit inside your fear. If I was too much for you, someone else will hold me here. Lights dim, cold skin, where do I even begin? The room is wide, I'm small inside, nowhere left for me to hide. Pale blue, without you everything I thought I knew is turning gray, fading away. Another long and lonely day. I'm searching through the dust, looking for a spark of trust, but it's gone. Move on, the night. closet, at the space you used to fill, the silence in the kitchen is a bitter, heavy pill. I try to make a life out of the scraps you left behind, but there's a hollow echo in the corners of my mind. You took the color with you, you took the morning light, and left me with the cold and the long, unyielding night. I'm a vessel with a fracture, a cup without a base, searching for a ghost in every crowded, lonely place. I thought I had a foundation, I thought I had a home, but I'm just a collection of skin and brittle bone. And you left me empty, like a house without a soul, a story with a middle, but I'm missing out whole. I'm a map with no cities, a sky with no blue, just a hollowed out version of the me that was you. I reach for a feeling, but I find only air, a heart that is beating, but nothing is there. No anger, no fire, no bitterness to see, just the quietest vacuum where love used to be. I went to our old theater, but I couldn't watch the screen. I'm a shadow of the person that I know I should have been. I'm going through the motions, I'm wearing out the days, lost inside a thick and a memory heavy haze. It's like you reached inside and pulled the plug upon the spark, and now I'm just a ghost that's wandering the dark. They say that time will fill it, they say that I'll be fine, but how do you replace a heart that was never truly mine? I'm a shipwreck on the sand, I'm a bird without a wing, just a bell in the steeple that's forgotten how to ring. And you left me empty, like a house without a soul, a story with a middle, but I'm missing out whole. I'm a map with no cities, a sky with no blue, just a hollowed out version of the me that was you. I reach for a feeling, but I find only air, a heart that is beating, but nothing is there. No anger, no fire, no bitterness to see, just the quietest vacuum where love used to be hollow. That's the sound of my chest, a bird in a cage with an empty old nest. I'm still here, I'm still breathing, but the soul, yeah, the soul is the one that's been leaving, left me empty, so empty. I'm standing in the garden where the frost is taking hold, trying to keep the embers warm against the biting cold. I brought a bucket to a fire, a whisper to a storm, trying to keep a dying flame enough to keep us warm. I saw the cracks in the foundation, I saw the leaning walls. I tried to catch the echoes, echoing through the halls, but you were already packing up the pieces of your soul, while I was left here fumbling, trying to make us whole. It's the love I couldn't save, no matter how I tried. The ghost of every promise that withered up and died. I gave it all my oxygen, I gave it all my light, but I couldn't stop the bleeding in the middle of the night. I'm a soldier in a desert, guarding an empty grave, staring at the wreckage of the love I couldn't save. I spent 1,000 mornings making excuses for your ghost, loving the parts of you that I knew I missed the most. I tried to stitch the safety net with a needle and a thread, while you were busy sleeping in a different kind of bed. There's no medal for the person who stays until the end, who tries to fix a heart that you didn't even lend. I'm looking at my hands now, they're shaking and they're scarred from trying to hold a lightning bolt that hit way too hard. Is it a failure if I gave it every breath I had, to be the only one who's sorry, the only one who's sad? I'd have carried you forever if you'd only let me try, but you can't save a bird that's determined not to fly. Yeah, it's the love I couldn't save, no matter how I tried. The ghost of every promise that withered up and died. I gave it all my oxygen, I gave it all my light, but I couldn't stop the bleeding in the middle of the night. I'm a soldier in a desert, guarding an empty grave, staring at the wreckage of the love I couldn't save. So I'll lay down the tools and I'll walk out the gate. I'm finally admitting it's a little bit too late. I did my best, but the water's too deep. This is a memory I no longer have to keep. The love I couldn't save. The love I couldn't save. I gave you all my sunlight, even when I lived in rain. Built my world around your heartbeat, just to feel you stay. I learned your every silence, like it spoke louder than words. Turned my soul into your shelter, even when it hurt. I forgot who I was becoming, trying to be what you need. Lost myself in your reflection, now there's nothing left of me. I loved you more than me, gave you every piece I had. Now I'm standing here with nothing but the love we never had. I loved you endlessly, even when it broke my heart. Now I'm picking up the pieces of a love that fell apart. I loved you more than me. I loved you more than me. I stayed when I was fading, held on when I should have gone, kept believing in forever. Long find the pieces of the person I used to be. I loved you more than me, but I won't make that mistake again. Even if my heart still whispers your name in the end. I loved you more than me. I loved you more than me. So I'll take back all the love that I gave so carelessly, and learn to give it slowly back to me. Lights off, hearts off, the ceiling is too high. Small room, deep gloom. I'm waiting to just die inside. No phone, all alone. The silence is a stone. I'm heavy, not ready to face the unknown. I reach out, I scream out, but there is no sound. I'm falling, I'm crawling below the ground. I'm still here alone, at a king with no throne. The world keeps moving, but I'm just losing everything I ever was. Just because you left the light and took the night. I'm still here alone. Just still here alone. Cold bed in my head, the things you never said, they hurt like dirt over the dead. Empty glass, hours pass, I'm looking through the mess. It's cracking, I'm lacking the strength for the task. I reach out, I scream out, but there is no sound. I'm falling, I'm crawling below the ground. I'm still here alone, a king with no throne. The world keeps moving, but I'm just losing everything I ever was. Just because you left the light and took the night. I'm still here alone. I'm still here alone. Where are you? Where am I? The stars left the sky. Disappointed, broken, the door is not open. I'm sinking, I'm thinking, I'm drifting away. Into the grave. I'm still here alone, a king with no throne. The world keeps moving, but I'm just losing everything I ever was. Just because you left the light and took the night. I'm still here alone. I'm still here alone. Just me, can you see? I'm still here with my fear alone. So alone, the dial tone is my only friend until the end. I took the long way, avoiding the park where we carved our initials in the rough of the bark. I turned off the radio, cause our song came on like a ghost in the speakers of a love that is gone. I'm walking on eggshells in my own hometown, trying to keep all the ghosts of us down. Every street corner is a trigger, a trap, a hole in the middle of my everyday map. I'm a fugitive running from a beautiful past, from a version of always that didn't quite last. And I'm standing right here where the memories hurt, in the I saw your old car at the light by the square, and for one split up second I thought you were there. My heart did a somersault then hit the floor, reminding me why I don't go there no more. It's the small quiet things that cause the most pain, like the way that you laughed in the middle of rain. They say cherish the moments, they say hold them tight, but they've never been haunted in the middle of night by a smile that is gone, and a hand that is cold, and a future that's withered before it was old. And I'm standing right here where the memories hurt, in the scent of your sweater, the dust on your shirt, in the cafe we loved, in the light of the moon, in the way that the summer ended too soon. It's a minefield of us, it's a graveyard of we, and there's nowhere to hide, and there's nowhere to be. I'm a stranger in places I used to assert. Now I'm just a ghost where the memories hurt. Closing my eyes, but I still see the glow. Plug my ears, but the echoes still grow. I'm staying inside, I'm locking the door until I don't feel where the memories hurt anymore. No, not anymore. We used to be a fortress built of stone and pride, with the rhythm in our heartbeats we never had to hide. But the seasons started changing, and the wind began to blow, and the cracks began to surface in the parts we didn't know. I handled us with care, or at least I thought I did. But the truth was in the secrets that we both kept safely hid. Now I'm walking on the pieces, sharp and crystal clear, trying not to breathe too loud for fear of what I'll hear. Oh, I didn't see the moment, but the love turned fragile, like a glass house shattering in a summer storm. I'm reaching for the edges of a heart that's gone agile, trying to keep the memory of you feeling warm. One soft word was a hammer, one cold look was a stone, and suddenly I'm standing in the wreckage all alone, watching how the love turned fragile. There's a hairline fracture running through our favorite photograph. I can't remember why we used to make each other laugh. It's like we're made of porcelain, held together by a thread. And I'm terrified of moving, of the things that might be said. If I touch you, will you splinter? If I stay, will I just break? How much pressure can a hollow spirit really take? We were solid, we were certain, we were built to last the years. But you can't see the erosion when it's washed away by tears. Now we're delicate as lace, or a leaf about to fall. I'm wondering if there's anything left to save at all. Oh, I didn't see the moment that the love turned fragile, like a glass house shattering in a summer storm. I'm reaching for the edges of a care. That's what the sign should have said. Now I'm just sweeping up the dreams in my head. So thin, so weak, watch it break. Love turned fragile. Love turned fragile. Cold night, no light, losing the fight. Empty bed, words unsaid, echoes in my head. Pale skin giving in, where do I even begin? Broken glass, hours pass, fading in the grass. I'm falling, I'm calling, the walls are closing in. I'm losing, you're choosing to let the end begin. You left me in pieces on the cold, hard floor. Now the heartbeat ceases. I can't feel it anymore. I'm so lonely. You were my only. Now I'm lost in the deepest secrets I can't keep. One for the sorrow, none for tomorrow. You left me in pieces. Yeah, you left me in pieces. Deep blue without you, nothing I can do to change the view. I'm drowning in the new. Heavy chest, no rest. I failed the final test. Dark days, blue haze, dark days, haze, and then it's maze. Cold and thin skin, where do I even begin? The room is wide, I'm small inside. Nowhere left for me to hide. No phone, all alone, the silence is a stone. I'm heavy, not ready to face the unknown. You left me in pieces on the cold, hard floor. Now the heartbeat ceases. I can't feel it anymore. I'm so lonely. You were my only. Now I'm lost in the deepest secrets I can't keep. One for the sorrow, none for tomorrow. You left me in pieces. Yeah, you left me in pieces. Disappointed, broken down. I'm the shadow in this town on my own. Heart of stone, I'm sinking, I'm thinking, I'm blinking, and you're gone. You left me in pieces on the cold, hard floor. Now the heartbeat ceases. I can't feel anymore. I'm so lonely. You were my only. Now I'm lost in the deepest secrets I can't keep. One for the sorrow, none for tomorrow. You left me in pieces. Yeah, you left me in pieces. Pieces, just pieces, scattered in the dark. No spark, just me. So lonely, so lost, so empty. You left me in pieces, pieces, pieces. I watched you pack the silence in a bag and leave the echoes hanging on the wall. You spoke spoke of moving on like it's a map, but I'm still standing where you let it fall. The coffee's cold, the bed is half a world. I'm tracing the shadows where you used to sleep. You gave back every promise, every word, but left the ones you knew that I would keep. The door is closed, the engine's far away, the dust is settling on the life we made. You took your future and you found the light, but I'm still stuck inside the final night. I let you go because I had to let you go, but there's a truth that only I will know. And every goodbye that we struggled through, my heart stayed even when you didn't. Even when you didn't. I try to walk a different city street, but every corner looks like where we met. It's funny how a heart can skip a beat for someone who's trying to forget. You're breathing air I'll never get to breathe. You're seeing sights that I will never see. It's easy for the one who wants to leave. It's hell for the one who's left to simply be. The door is closed, the engine's far away, the dust is settling on the life we made. You took your future and you found the light, but I'm still stuck inside the final night. I let you go because I had to let you go, but there's a truth that only I will know. And every goodbye that we struggled through, my heart stayed even when you didn't. You say that time will eventually heal the rift, but time is just a weight I cannot lift. I'm a ghost in a house that's no longer a home, waiting for a heart that's already gone. The calendar turns, the seasons change, but I'm still here, right where you left the pain. Yeah, you walked out, yeah, you were finished, but my heart stayed. It stayed, even when you didn't. I turned the TV on just for the noise, to drown out the ghost of your favorite voice. I set the table for two out of habit again, then stared at your chair like an old losing friend. The moonlight is cutting a path through the hall, tracing the shadows of frames on the wall. I reached for your hand in the space by my side, and finally ran out of places to hide. It's the night I learned to be lonely, the night I learned how to breathe in the dark, without your heartbeat to rhythm my own, without the glow of a flickering spark. I'm sitting in silence, no longer afraid of the price that a broken heart lover has paid. It's heavy and quiet and cold as a storm, the night I learned to be alone. I walked to the kitchen to pour me a glass, and watched all the ghosts of our memories pass. I didn't try catching them, I let them fly out through the window and into the sky. The clock on the wall is a steady, slow beat, like a stranger I'm meeting on a desolate street. I'm learning the layout of a life on my own, in a house that's no longer a place we call home. There's no one to ask how my afternoon went, no one to wonder where Going through motions like actors on stage, reading the lines from a well-worn page. The how was your day and the did you sleep well? A comfortable heaven, a quiet kind of hell. I'm reaching for you across the white sheets, but we're just two strangers on parallel streets. We're keeping the peace, but we're losing the war. I don't even know what we're fighting for. The kindness is hollow, the kisses are cold. We're clinging to stories that already were told. And it's no way to stay, and it's no way to live with nothing to take and with nothing to give. Just a habit of holding the hand that's gone numb, waiting for heartaches that never quite come. We're a fire that's out, but we're breathing the smoke. The punchline is missing from our favorite joke. I love you enough to just walk away, 'cause living like this is no way to stay. I saw you today in the light by the door, and I realized I don't know your heart anymore. You're a ghost in the hallway, your face in the glass, watching the seasons and memories pass. We're staying for safety, we're staying for pride, but something beautiful's withered inside. Is it better to shatter than slowly to fade, to burn down the garden that we both had made? I'm tired of finding, I'm tired of okay. I'm drowning in maybe in some other day. And it's no way to stay, and it's no way to live with nothing to take and with nothing to give. Ooh, just a habit of holding a hand that's gone numb, waiting for heartaches that never quite come. We're a fire that's out, but we're breathing the smoke. The punchline is missing from our favorite joke. I love you enough to just walk away, 'cause living like this is no way to stay. So I'm packing the silence, I'm leaving the key, I'm giving you back to the person you'd be without me. It's time to be honest, it's time to be great, 'cause this, no, it's no way to stay. The volume started dropping on the things we used to say, until the I love yous were just whispers in the gray. I watched the static settle on the pictures in the hall, and I stood there like a sentry, watching every empire fall. I didn't scream for answers, I didn't beg for more. I just listened to the soft, heavy weight of the closing door. I saw the light retreating from the windows of your soul, but I stayed right beside you as the shadows took control. And I loved you into the silent end, past the point of a lover, past the grace of a friend. I held your hand until the pulse just drifted away into the quiet, maybe, of a long forgotten day. No grand finale, no fire, no sparks, just a slow, steady fading into the dark. between us. The clock forgot to chime, and I realized I was living on borrowed bit of time. I wrapped my heart in blankets to keep the chill from you, even when the else we knew was already falling through. I saw the distance growing, a mile in every breath. I was witnessing a living, breathing kind of death. You didn't have to say it, I could hear it in the air, the sound of someone leaving while they're sitting in a chair. I stayed until the forever was a hollow, empty sound, until the very last secret was buried in the ground. And I loved you into the silent end, past the point of a lover, past the grace of a friend. I held your hand until the pulse just drifted away into the quiet, maybe, of a long forgotten day. No grand finale, no fire, no sparks, just a slow, steady fading into the dark. I watched the music stop, I watched the colors blend, and I loved you into the silent end. Hush, the stars are going out. Hush, the end of every doubt. I stayed until the last light fell. I loved you. I loved you through the quiet. I loved you into the silent volume started dropping. I built a world with you in mind, a future drawn in fragile lines. Every hope, every plan was written softly in your hands. I saw forever in your eyes, believed in all you and I's. But somewhere in the life we drew, there was no room for me and you. I was dreaming wide awake while you were learning to escape. They were dreams you didn't want, promises you couldn't hold. I was reaching for a life you were never meant to own. I was building us a home, you were already moving on. Now I'm left with all these dreams, dreams you didn't want. I say the words you used to say, like they would never fade away. But even echoes lose their sound when love stops coming back around. I try to fit into your plans, ignore the truth I couldn't stand, that I was loving something real while you were chasing how to feel. I held on tighter every day while you were slipping further away. They were dreams you didn't want, promises you couldn't hold. I was reaching for a life you were never meant to own. I was building us a home, you were already moving on. Now I'm left with all these dreams, dreams you everything to me, every piece of who I was, every hope I couldn't keep. Now I'm learning to let go of a life that's come undone, but it hurts to say goodbye to dreams you didn't want. We were never on the same page, just the same story, different endings, and I'm still holding on to dreams you didn't want. I'm looking at the person standing in the kitchen light, but you don't feel like the one I kissed goodnight. The way you hold your coffee, the way you check the time, it's like you're reading verses from a different kind of rhyme. You've got the same blue eyes, the same familiar scar, but you've moved to a country that's emotionally far. I'm reaching for a ghost that's sitting in your chair, searching for a version of you that isn't there. We're sharing the same ceiling, we're breathing the same air, but I'm talking to a stranger with your messy unbrushed hair. I've got 1,000 questions, but I'm scared of what you'll say, because the you I loved is slipping further every day. I don't miss the goodbye, I don't miss the fight, I miss the way you used to look at me at night. I miss the secrets that we didn't have to keep, and the way you'd whisper I love you in your sleep. You're still right here, but you're a million miles away, a different kind of lonely in the middle of the day. It's a heavy kind of heartbreak, a quiet kind of stir. I don't miss the you that is, I miss the you were. I miss the you were. I found an old recording on my phone from June. You were laughing at a joke and singing out of tune. The sound is like a relic from a world that's passed away, a color that has faded into shades of dusty gray. Now your voice is careful and your words are like a wall. You're standing right in front of me, but I can't reach it all. It's mourning for a person who hasn't even died. It's carrying a funeral for the us that's lived inside. I don't miss the goodbye, I don't miss the fight, I miss the way you used to look at me at night. I miss the secrets that we didn't have to keep, and the way you'd whisper I love you in your sleep. You're still right here, but you're a million miles away, a different kind of lonely in the middle of the day. It's a heavy kind of heartbreak, a quiet kind of stir. I don't miss the you that is, I miss the you were. Second of the spark, before the you I knew completely vanished in the dark. I'm still here, but you're a stranger. Felt more alone. I miss you, not the you that's standing there, but the you were, the you were. I watched you turn the corner and vanish from the street, but my shadow didn't move, it stayed anchored to your feet. I've walked 1,000 miles in the opposite direction, trying to outrun this ghost of a connection. But every road I take and every map I draw leads back to the person that I once saw. My mind is the compass, it's pointing away to a brighter horizon, a brand new day. But the pulse in my wrist has a mind of its own. It's a homing pigeon for a heart that was home. And my heart still follows you like a loyal old dog through the pouring rain in the thick of the fog. I'm standing right here, but my spirit is gone, tracking the path that you're walking upon. You're miles ahead and you're finally free, but you're pulling a tether that's tied onto me. The world is a circle and the sky is too blue. And my heart, yeah, my heart still follows you. I saw a picture of you in a city out west, and I felt a sharp tug in the cage of my chest. I'm a satellite spinning in a lonely dark orbit, with a gravity pull that I can't quite absorb it. You've changed your number and you've changed your hair, but I'm still a passenger too everywhere. Is there a border? Is there a line where I stop being yours and start being mine? I'm a hitchhiker waiting on a ghost of a car to take me back to wherever you are. And my heart still follows you like a loyal old dog through the pouring rain in the thick of the fog. Oh, I'm standing right here, but my spirit has gone, tracking the path that you're walking upon. You're miles ahead and you're finally free, but you're pulling a tether that's tied onto me. The world is a circle and the sky is too blue. And my heart, yeah, my heart still follows you. One step, two steps, tracing the path of the life that we kept. I'm trying to stop, I'm trying to stay